All right, kindergartners, I am going to read you a book all about coding and how it works in computers. So this week, when we are learning about computer programming and we are practicing our coding skills, I'm going to also do some read aloud so that you understand how important coding is to our lives. Here we go. Coding in computers. How do the computers in your home work? They use a language made of ones and zeros. This is called binary code. Binary code is hard for humans to read. We invented special programming languages that are easier. Computers can translate these languages into binary code. Humans use programming languages to write code. Code tells the computer what to do. Everything you do on a computer uses code. This could be typing your name or listening to music. The history of coding in computers. In 1843, Ada Lovelace wrote the first computer program. Her friend invented a computing machine, and she would write notes on how it could work. Programming became very popular in the 1950s. Many people created new programming languages. Fortran was a programming language used to solve math problems. COBOL was easy to use. And in these two images, it shows Grace Hopper, inventor of COBOL. Here she is. And this one shows some adults learning Fortran, the other coding language. Today, there are many more languages. They have made programming computers even easier. Almost anyone can code. How does coding work in computers? Code is like a recipe. You have to include every step. And I'm going to pause here because this is very important to us. We have to include every step in our directions. We cannot miss anything. If a step is missing or wrong, the code will not work. Say you want to listen to music. Code tells the computer to open the music program. It tells the program which song to play. So let's look at this diagram. If I want to listen to music on my computer, I open the program, I click on a song, then I click play, and then I have to click next. It's the wrong song if I want to go to a different song. Or if it is going to work, then I turn the volume higher so that I can listen to my music. So this is an example of how every click I make on the computer is taking me somewhere because of the computer code. Kids often learn to code with Scratch or Blockly, two different websites you can go to. What kind of code would you write? You could create an app or a game that people love to play. So that's it for this book, but I have a second book I want to read you just to get us started thinking, and then I'll read a few more later this week. We're going to do coding in video games. Here we go. So this is about coding and computer programming in video games. Coding in video games. Have you ever wanted to make a video game? First, write your ideas down. Then you must learn how to write code. All video games use code. It tells the computer what to do, and this makes the game work. Humans write code in different programming languages. Code controls everything in a video game. It creates the look of the backgrounds, the characters, and the items. It helps players catch balls or sell cakes in whatever the game is having them do. The history of coding in video games. The first video game was Tennis for Two. A scientist invented it in 1958 to make his science fair exciting. This program was very simple. So look at this image. This is the game, I think, and I think it shows a tennis net and it shows the ball whizzing back and forth. And look at this setup where this big yellow bubble, the picture. Look how much machinery it took and how many computers together, how large they had to be to make this one little game. So that program was very simple. In 1962, researchers created the first computer game. Then, BASIC was invented in 1964. This language made creating computer games easier. This is Space World, the first computer game, Space War, the first computer game. And this is Donkey Kong in the right. I bet you your adults might have played some of these older video games. Later languages made games like Frogger and Donkey Kong possible. Today's video games are fancier than earlier games. This picture up here shows The Legend of Zelda, which is a popular game for some, and this is Minecraft on the screen here. Game designers write code in languages like Java and C++. How does coding work in video games? How does coding work in the popular game Mario Kart 8? It does everything. You can change a kart's speed, direction, or color, all because of code. Code also controls how characters move. This is animation. Code tells the computer how far and which way to move the characters. So let's look at this diagram. If I hold down the button A, it tells the cart to go. If I hold down button B, the cart goes backwards. If I hold down button A to tell the cart to go, if I move the joystick to the right, the code moves the cart right to get the item. If I move the joystick to the left, I miss the item. If I move it to the right and I do get towards the item, then I can press the letter L on my controller and I can use the item. And I can press R and make the cart jump. So every button I push is telling the program what to do. Can you picture the video game you would invent? Code can bring your game to life. So if you start to practice coding now, there is also, we won't do it this week together, but there is a computer program called Scratch where you can eventually make your own video game using code. It's super cool. All right, scientists, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I am going to come back with another video showing you how to start practicing your coding at home this week. Have fun!